Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. It's been about 2/3 weeks since my last video, and in that video things were a lot a lot of things were going on. Sorry, I lost track of thought then. A lot of things were going on, and I just needed to really just let it all out. And nothing, I wish I could say a lot is improved, but it hasn't really. Things are still crap, and they just seem to be getting worse and worse as time goes on. Yeah, but I'm not crying, so that's a good thing. I'm not crying. Today's video is just going to be talking about depression and anxiety, and just how it's not a fake illness, because a lot of people with depression and anxiety feel that well, I know I definitely do, just feel like judged by people a lot of the time, because they have this view that if you have depression or anxiety, you should behave in a certain way, and if you don't, then you're faking it. It's just so annoying. And just before I actually before I was coming to film the video, I read an article from Blurt Foundation about depression and it being real and not faking it, and I was like, oh wow, that's brilliant. I can use some of those points in the video, so it's not just going to be me just sitting here rambling at you guys. One of the first things it mentions is people think that people with depression or anxiety are seeking it for attention, or attention seekers. You know, you want people to notice you, and you're just doing it because you want some love and affection. It is far from it. It is far from it. Like the feeling, the way, the emotions, and the way the emotions with depression and anxiety are so complicated. Who has the time and energy to be faking it? I personally don't know. I don't know how you could fake it, because you feel worthless. You hate yourself. Actually, it's got it brilliantly explains it. It says people don't usually attention seek. They usually care seek. We deserve as much as help as we need to start feeling better. And, you know, this is exactly it. A lot of the time, the majority of us, all of us, just want somebody to listen, somebody to show that they care. I live alone, and I'm quite okay being alone the majority of the time, so it's not that I need somebody here. I don't need someone's presence and all that. It is that I would just like somebody to listen. Really, the majority of the time I just want somebody to listen. That's it. You don't even need to give me options and opinions or anything. Literally just listen to me, just go on and maybe cry a little. That's literally it. There's really nothing else. And so that's what that said. And another issue is, like, people think that if you have depression and anxiety, you can't have moments where it is okay. Like, you can't laugh, you can't smile, you can't have a TV show that you watch. They expect me to be at home just lying there in bed all the time. And sometimes, yeah, I've had days and weeks where that's all I've done. I've just laid there on either on my bed, my sofa, and I've not moved, I've not showered, I've not done anything. I've had those moments, and that is how I feel sometimes. Sometimes I get to the point where I feel so worthless, so useless, when I don't even have the energy to even get up. That's how bad things can get. But I have moments where I have a friend who will be there. So Sarah, I could be with her and I feel okay. I can be at her house and it's a safe place, because to me, she's somebody I am comfortable with, somebody who I know listens, so I'm okay with her. So it's not that I'm required to always be feeling down or looking down all the time. Mate, those few hours I have with her when we meet up, I'm okay then. And then I'll go home and reality kicks in. Everything starts coming crawling back in again. And that's the worst thing about depression for me, that I find, is you're able to have moments of where you feel like, oh, it's okay, it might just be okay, and then everything just comes crushing down on you. To dismiss them and their need for treatment and care is wrong. To say that they don't need help because the few times you see them is wrong. So some people see me walking, they'll be like, oh, she's okay, she's out for a walk all the time. One, I don't go for a walk all the time, and two, the biggest struggle the majority of the time is having the energy and the confidence to walk out my flat. It's be able to, one, wake up, get up, shower, get dressed, then put my coat on and everything, and actually leave and go, and then continue going, and not just, you know, literally walk to the front door and back, which is what I've done sometimes, because that's just doing that, has been a struggle for me on days. Just going to the shop is sometimes a problem. So, oh, I hear this all the time. I actually heard it this week. Other people have it worse. Okay, other people aren't me. That's why I just feel like saying to people sometimes, other people are not me. I am not other people. They are not me. I am not them. When people say things like that, then they tend to always say it when I'm at my lowest points, and it's like, yeah, it's as if they know that you can't argue back, like you can't do it, so they're just gonna be like, let me just go in there and kick her once she's down. Because saying that makes us feel worse. It makes the depression worse, because it's like, you see, you are worthless, you are stupid. Like, what on earth are you feeling down about? What on earth is getting you down when there's others suffering a lot more? That's how I end up feeling. And it's like, I feel like sometimes the people that say those things are doing it on purpose to make you feel better. Because, I mean, to make you feel better, you know, to make you feel worse, as if maybe it will kick you and it'll force you to suddenly become okay. And the majority of the time, it doesn't force me to become okay. It forces me to fake that I'm okay. It forces me to put the mask on and be like, yay, everything is dandy. Anyways, don't say that to people. We worry that we're using depression as an excuse. And this is usually because a lot of people with depression themselves, it takes a long time before they believe that they have depression. They don't feel like they have depression. It literally, even now, even though when I talk about it now and I say yes, I have depression, it still feels like, no, I don't. Maybe I'm just saying it. I've had this conversation with my psychotherapist, where I literally have questioned. I was like, do I really have this? Is this really an illness that I suffer from? And so that's always a problem, because that there thinking that you don't have an illness, there's something wrong with you, will stop you from taking your medications if you have any, or just seeking help in the beginning, because you can't identify with it, you can't see it as being real, so you can't bring yourself to go to the doctor, your GP or whatever, and say, I think this is what's going on, because you can't see yourself having it. You don't want, and a lot of times we don't know the symptoms, so you can't really say, oh, I think this is it. Because I know, like, in the part when my psychologist, the one I had a long time ago, first mentioned depression, I looked at her like, I was like, what are you talking about, lady? I don't have depression. I'm not crazy. And that's another problem, because of the way it's portrayed in the media. It's, if you have depression, you're crazy. If you have depression, you're lazy. You're just somebody who wants to stay at home in bed in your pajamas, not cleaning, not doing any household work, nothing. Just want to live in your own mess. That's literally what you want to do. Like, those are the images they have associated with people with depression and anxiety. So when you hear it and somebody mentions that you might have this, you're just like, no. Straight away, I'm like, no, I don't have it. I don't care what you're talking about. You're talking nonsense. That's how I literally felt when it was first mentioned to me, and my psychologist was just like, no, I think you may have it. Like, and she actually made me do a test. So yeah. And the thing is though, it's also understanding, and because the loneliness you feel with this illness, the loneliness is so unreal, and there's so you just feel isolated, and then you tend to just kind of like, even though like for me, there's no one in my family I personally know who's ever come out and said, yes, I have depression and blah blah blah. Never. So for me, I'm the first. And then for me, because I know what people have said, the comments that people have made about depression, I don't really like talking to them about it. I tend to just hold back and just smile my way through the pain and just pretend everything is okay, because it's a lot easier for me just to pretend that I'm okay than to try and explain to them why I have depression. Because people hear you've got depression, and they come up with stuff like, what do you mean you've got depression? What have you got to be depressed about? And it's like, okay, yeah. So that those people with depression, we are not faking it. Okay, it is a real illness. It exists, and if you're the best way I can say it's if your mood is getting lower and lower and it's not improving day after days, weeks, or months, then go and see your GP. Go and see somebody who's in the medical field who can help you. If you've got family members you trust, talk to them and go with them, because it's not nice. This illness isolates you. You're so alone. You might as well be on a desert island, the way it makes you feel. So you need to speak out about it. So yeah, I hope you'll have a good week. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please also comment, because I like to read some comments. It'll be nice to read some comments on. You can give me tips on my vlogging style, or just the actual context of the video. Comment on that. But yeah, do share. Thank you. Bye bye.